As you can tell by the thumbnail title, we're going to be talking about some of the most important things that actually happened to my channel. So I was thinking it's actually best to bring out right now after 4 days of not doing any fun videos and actually explain my way to actually show the concerns out there. So we're doing it right here and right now. So welcome guys to a video by Boss the Modern. We're going to be talking about the transition from Pixelgun 3D to Shadow Fight 3 and why I actually did it really, because some of you people might not fully understand why. Some of you might want to know, but it's been a long time since I've actually been transitioning to new content, and therefore I rather want to share my thoughts and also share my idea of why I did this. And there are major factors to why I actually transition my content, given that it's actually been a long time now since I actually transitioned from Pixelgun 3D to Shadow Fight 3. And one of the main reasons that I will do it in is what I'm going to be explaining later, because firstly it's two games, and two games that I like, but now I just stopped liking one game and then walked over to another game. That's what just been happening right now over the last 6 months that I've been doing. I've been uploading Shadow Fight 3. Now, to begin with, I was only uploading Pixelgun 3D content, and frankly, most of my friends on Discord were actually from actually gathering my friends from Pixelgun 3D. They used to play Pixelgun 3D, but now most of my friends don't even play that anymore. Don't even play regularly. Now, to be fair though about this game, I actually have been playing a little bit, especially on the current season, the cyber season. And you might not be that surprised that I actually fancy the cybernetic and the futuristic theme, because I do, for a fact, I do adore, or should I say, well, I'm just a big fan of cybernetics, just a big fan of futurism generally, but I have my vision of it. So, playing games generally, for me, is fun, passes time, and lets me see what others have actually envisioned about their way of creating games and their idea of what the user or the players is going to experience themselves. And that's probably one of the main factors to why I actually transitioned my content, because in the older days I made Pixelgun content, made lots of sales of it, and now I still do with the new content I'm making. And why I actually wanted to do this, why I actually did Pixelgun 3D, because it was fun. It was fun. And I said was because until we actually discovered that this cycle that we just live in right here was rather vicious than what I actually first thought. And the reason why is because if you already know this, but I'm just gonna be telling anyways, that Pixelgun 3D has been a very fun game, but it's into a vicious circle. It's just going to a hamster wheel that I generally didn't like, because for one, they intended at first Battle Pass weapons to be Battle Pass only weapons. And then, after some time, after like several months, then the developers going to be going out like, hey, let's just return the weapon again. For example, the Hard Volcano in a lottery, and also the Hard Volcano, no, actually Ultimatum in lotteries. And quite frankly, and quite surprisingly, we see more returns of Battle Pass weapons, and then pretty much every single Battle Pass weapon has been returned. And you gotta start asking yourself, really? Really? What's the point of Battle Pass weapons if you can get it other ways, really? If you actually mean that you intend to just keep weapons on that part event only, and then you return it back, you basically broken your oath, didn't you? That's one of the reasons. And then the other reason is the community itself in the game, really. Now, many of you guys actually like the way I actually do my commentary, which I appreciate. I appreciate your appreciation of the way I do my commentary on Pixel Gun 3D, and I've been doing it for a long, long time. Right until recently, where I just shifted gears and just turned it to a different game that I actually have fun uploading with. Although I feel like I'd rather take a break after doing all of the school stuff, but let's just not think about that too much. Let's think about the main reason why made this video. Because yes, it was fun, and you guys actually respect and appreciate my commentary, which I actually do appreciate. I actually appreciate everything that you guys have been appreciating so far throughout my channel, and that's also part of what makes me want to go continue, so I can actually gather more and more people who actually want to get entertained by my own commentary, and then develop myself as well. Develop the YouTube. What should I really do with the videos? Maybe I could tweak something for the new everyday videos that I'm going to be making. That's also something I'm sitting down thinking about. Because if I gotta add some tweaks, it may not just be sliding by in just one day, but it also not gonna be sliding by within just a week or a month. Now you might be thinking I might be lying right there, because I've been off for weeks like a couple of times, but rest assured that will just be happening at least as possible. Of course, I need some breaks because I'm not a bot who's just gonna be uploading videos and videos again. But really, that is just the video's schedule. So let's just rail back. Because one reason was that the weapons were returned, so that it rather created a sensation of vicious circle rather than something fun to do. Even other Pixelgun YouTubers, well known, for example, like a soldier, Big B, they don't even mind. They just get along with it. They actually just get along with this. They actually find fun in it, which is something I don't really think that much of. It like their impression that they want to take it. But for me though, I think it rather went off road this time. It just didn't fit. Therefore, to all Pixelgun commentators right there, to all Pixelgun friends that I just made, that is still the reason why. That's still one of the reasons why. And the other main reason why I talked about, which I didn't touch into because I was just mumbled about other things, is the community. Because even though many of you guys actually are appreciating my content, which I do like, but there's just many people who still support the idea of this vicious circle in which I reject. So therefore, I rather want to get out of this and actually just switch gears, switch the roads into a different road, a different point of view of my own entertainment. Because most of the people who actually disagree on my point of view, and pretty much all of my friends' point of view that I actually gathered around, we disagreed in this. We didn't want the returns. We didn't want the returns because it breaks the oath of the battle pass weapon being a battle pass weapon. What's a battle pass weapon when you can actually get it anywhere else? And comparison with Shadowfight 3 I will get to. But that is just the main reason. And the main reason why most of the community would disagree on that is because they want to have everything. Those new kids out there, they don't know that, they don't really see that the weapons that they're getting might actually have been from what others have actually gotten before. So therefore, I don't think it's gonna be working at all anymore at this point when I was just keep uploading videos. Neither was it really that engaging comments. I mean, I get it. I get it sometimes. If not several times, if not more than several times. But still, the community's mainly like that. I've been running several live streams. Yes, it was fun, but it just went out to this conclusion that it is just not working anymore. Because the community still gets along with this vicious circle, and that's just complete bollocks to me. That's just complete bollocks to me, and that I really didn't want to get along with it anymore until I just played recently to see the suffering all over again, but just for this month. But I'm not gonna be super duper active in Pixelgun, but perhaps I will be sharing some of the Pixelgun 3D content to y'all. Perhaps I'll be sharing some video. I mean, I already did a live stream with some Pixelgun 3D gameplay, but that's probably the only Pixel 3D live stream I ever did. And that is still because of what I said. Protest on 3D might just disappear right here. But we still, with our point of view, even though we left, we still keep our point of view, and I will not forget it. I will not forget the development of Pixel 3D and how it went. And I'm not even going to be surprised when it will. I'm not going to be surprised on the way it's going to end because I already know the game well now. So all these factors of that gonna make it end is gonna make it rather more obvious rather than actually surprising. It's gonna be very little chance to actually get surprised of how Pixel 3D ended. Now, some people have been saying, well, the community is going up, which is actually the complete opposite. It's been going down. I've even been seeing stats from Samsung Galaxy measurements from one of my friends in Pixel 3D from Pixel 3D who also quitted playing that game. Just shows that the game base is declining. And you know what Echo said back then? That the game was at its peak. Well, if you said is at its peak now, well, that would be rather more ridiculous now. I'm sorry to say that. But that's just how it is. It just goes down, man. You can't escape the truth. And even the game that once was top of the Play stores might have been part of top of the Play stores are now just off. They just disappear. You know, they might have their 4 point something in star rating, but they disappear because of these factors. And therefore, I sign off the game. And therefore, I get into a new start called Shadow Fight 3. Because I enjoy playing that game. Now, for real though, I haven't been playing Shadow Fight 3 that much until more recent time. Probably like this year, really. That's actually when I actually really got into the game and started to know how to break down the bots so I could actually manage to win and also have fun while knowing these things. And also, my goal back then in Shadow Fight 3, in which I actually explained before, was just to get herald items. Herald items, every single herald item. I wasn't even bothered of getting dynastian items at all. No, I wasn't. It was just herald items because I mained the heralds faction. That was my mindset until more recent times, in which I was decided to actually broaden the horizons and actually include all the other content that Neki themselves provided. And there goes a new goal. Instead of collecting every single thing in the Heroes faction, now I just want to collect everything in the game and have some fun. And it gives me several big pluses. For one, if I play events, then I would definitely not get that bored. Of course, I could play for a long time with the same set over and over again, but eventually I would start losing sanity because I keep doing the same thing over and over again. So if I want to keep it up, I just gotta switch to another set, so that I can actually have fun with that while perhaps trying to keep an equal pace into trying to win events time by time to let time pass by. Although, you guys know that I cannot have that much time, and if I'm making videos, all my days just getting eaten away because in Big Sis house, videos are actually taking very long time to actually upload. And I've been saying it several times, but more sporadically. But now you guys will know that, yep, this is how it is. This is how it is. When I upload videos, it's just gonna take a long time, perhaps 3 to 4 hours, maybe a couple of hours even, just for a 10-minute video. But usually it's around 20-minute video that I make that you guys can actually check out all the 6 different stages with the builds that I'm just doing, and also inform you guys with some news. And I already got some news that I want to be sharing in the future video that I'm gonna be making, and then some builds about whatever event that might be. So yeah, I got really into the game, so deciding why not upload some Shadow Fight 3 video. I just been sporadically uploading Shadow Fight 3 video, but I was never having the initial idea to actually start doing it until now that you guys are sitting around there and listening and watching of what I say right now. And at first I was thinking, will it really take a long time to just crop off those humanoid figures than just the pixelman? But then when I actually was doing it, kept cropping those videos and make those thumbnails, it wasn't really the biggest deal after all. Because it took around the same time as the crappy pixelman. That's what I'm gonna be saying. That's what I'm gonna be saying right here. Just took around the same time, so it wasn't the biggest bother after all. And it certainly comes out as a good product, a good projection of me myself when I create the thumbnails. This is like a projection of me. This is what the video's about, and this is me. This is me video. And that's the main idea when I make thumbnails. You just express you as your brand, as your product throughout the business, throughout the market, and see who actually wants to check it out. That's also a big part of the plan. So after doing these builds, actually having ideas of how to make videos every single day, but now just slacking off, as you guys are well aware about, it just became more fun. Unlike Pixelgun 3D, well, one thing for sure is that they have repeated events, but they may not intend it as much as like a battle pass, where this battle pass right here is like the very moment you can have before you never will have it again. It wasn't fully like that with the developers of Neki. Now, people might think it might be like that, but then again, it wasn't made as an impression of a vicious circle, because the events that kept returning was just a part of the game to actually keep the game going, given that their development takes many months, if not half a year. But now more recently, you kind of start to see their pattern, that they actually just chill out in the first half of the year before delivering the updates month by month. After like 6 months, perhaps they might be starting to update their game with big content, that they might be planning. For example, Battle Pass, or more recently, the customization. The programming that it takes to change every gear must definitely be taking a lot of time if they were like doing individual, if they're doing a method that goes on to making a program for individual gear pieces and also a set as a whole. So yeah, it's been taking a long time for them, and I could definitely tell that. And their plans is definitely going to be not fully fulfilled throughout the year, because it still takes a long time. So some will be left behind, and that's going to be put into next year. And I can fully understand, because they're still developing the game, and they take their time to just put the content, just take their time, spend their months into actually thinking thoroughly with their ideas, so they can actually finish what they actually made. And that's what I find rather okay, than actually find myself in a vicious circle of this new weapons being out every single month, and they're all mythical. And now I'm pretty much sure that all those mythical weapons are outnumbering the other graded weapons, because they just keep adding it. They just keep adding this in the same pattern, and it feels rather weird that you have a grading system that in which the highest graded weapons is always going to be added like every single month. And what about the poor players? They're relying on Battle Pass, and I don't know if they actually have enough time to actually even grind for it. So still, I go for Shadow Fight, because although I don't really grind that much, but I'm still right into it. But now I have almost everything, and actually can create some very fun videos, broaden my horizons, and actually explore some things. Even you guys can actually leave some comments about what build should I do next. Now, I've been saying several times that I was going to be doing a build from Big Splash, where there was suggested several builds, and I think it's time to actually figure out when throughout this week or the next week to actually do some of you guys' suggested builds. And then I'll invite you guys to do some more of these suggested builds. That's going to be what it is. So, it's been 20 minutes, or not really 20 minutes, but I hope you guys did enjoy this speech right here that you guys pretty much needed, so that you guys would know what I'm actually thinking what plans I actually do have, although I didn't tell my plans, but why I actually was going over to Shadow Fight 3, because it's more fun than Pixel Gun's Vicious Circle. And yeah, it's harsh to say it that way, but that's how I see it, unfortunately. And that's why things change. That's why things can change, and you might as well just switch gears and go away from the one community that you once know. It's like killing your bonds and then start a new one for the betterment of yourself and perhaps the community that you will be gathering. And yes, I do get engagement, I do get comments because you guys actually been actively commenting, and I actually started to be actively respond to you guys' comments. So we actually get to really know a little bit of each other. Now imagine if I actually was getting a lot of people commenting on me. That would be me perhaps spending an hour trying to read you guys' comments, try to reply as many as possible, which is like part of my little hobby to try to see what you guys are thinking, and then I'll be sharing my thoughts about what you guys have been thinking. So I'm gonna be keep doing my business because I know it's fun and it's fun for y'all to watch. So I'm definitely happy to continue doing what I just did. And until then, guys, I'll catch you guys in another one.